And yeah, I've played so many guitars that I just didn't feel anything about. And then there's some guitars where you play and you go like, oh gosh.
Yeah.
Remember that? So there's a guitar that that gold top.
Yeah.
So there was this 1969 gold top that sat in a guitar store, right? And I walked by it and it just looked amazing. Gibson gold top with the green sort of and it looked awesome.
Yeah.
It had a $15,000 price on it. And I was like, there's no way I'm buying this guitar. But I was like, I'll play it.
Yeah.
And I was just like, as soon as I played it, I remember I sat there I don't really sit at a guitar store and play for a long time, but I sat like maybe an hour or two.
Yeah.
And the guy knew like, I wanted this.
Yeah.
And he was like, make an offer. And I did this dumb thing of calling my wife because I really wanted that guitar. And she was like, all right, make an offer of 10 grand. And,
yeah, wow.
Like,
I married the wrong woman, folks.
yeah, no, she's great. She's like, yeah, make an offer of 10 grand. And I did. And the guy said, oh, I'll call you back. So 3 days later, I can't stop thinking about it. I called you about it because I needed a cold shower. But I was like, so I called the guy and he said, no, sorry, he's not budging from 14 and your offer at 10 has been rejected.
Oh, man.
And then he says, I think I can get him at 13 and a half if you want to make that offer. So I was like, look, give me time. So another 2 days had passed. I remember it was a Sunday. I woke up that morning and I said, babe, I'm getting a guitar. It's 3.5 more, but I'll sell something. I'm sorry. I got to do it. And she's like, okay. Yeah, if you have to do it, go do it. So as I'm getting ready to go, I was in the shower. I come out to a missed call, called the number, and it was the store. And they said, we just sold it, 13 and a half.
Oh.
So it's a blessing in disguise because
Yeah.
I shouldn't be spending that money on a guitar, obviously. But what a guitar.
Yeah.
So you said that was an original, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
A vintage.
Had
yeah.
that beautiful patina.
Beautiful
didn't it?
patina.
Yeah.
So, and
I know who bought it, probably Joe Bonamassa.
God damn it, Joe.
Probably
He's
came and
great.
goes, hey ho, come and
Joe Bonamassa here.
So both of you guys have played a lot of, especially while we were away last year in Germany too, but you've also played a lot of old original guitars versus some of the custom shop or some of the new ones. I know you own a few of those, like you've got an old Strat, an old 335 as well, maybe some others as well we don't know about, but
No, I don't think.
is there a huge difference between like a vintage guitar and the way it feels maybe compared to like a reissue or a custom shop relic? And how much are the old ones relicked after however long?
So I just want to clear this up, right? I think there's a misconception that every vintage guitar is amazing. That's not true.
Yep.
It's not true at all. There's plenty of dogs out there. But
There's some sirens going off.
It's Gibson.
they're sending the SWAT team. No, there are plenty of really bad vintage guitars out there. So is there like, does it mean that it's better? No, absolutely. Like the Strat that I got, so I got a 64 Strat and I had 3 Strats that one was a 65 and the other one was a 62. Same price range, I think give or take $1,000. But that one was the one that spoke to me and the other ones were crap.
Yeah.
Like worn frets, not really looked after. So, not all vintage guitars are great. The ones that I have just spoken to me.
Yeah, okay. So it's a similar sort of thing.
Same thing. And you know that telly that we were at the guitar show?
Yes.
Oh, that was awesome.
Yeah, with the humbucker.
I'm still thinking about that. And I'm not even right-handed.
Exactly.
And I think they've still got it.
They've still got it.
Yeah.
Oh,
because no one wants to pay $5,000 for
and
for a telly.
And so a guitar like that, it's new, relict, but it speaks to like you and me.
It sounded unbelievable.
Sounded amazing.
Probably the best humbucker.
Yeah.
It was a neck humbucker, right? It was like one of the nicest neck humbucker pickups I'd ever heard.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
and
champion.
when we were away in Germany at MJ Guitar, you got to play some like 60s guitars basically as well. Tally and the Flying V.
Yeah.
And I remember your face when you picked up that Tally. You were like, you were just
Yeah, and again, look, just because you see the year that it was made, you've just got to take those blinkers off, and play it. But that was magic, and I think we're going to break the internet here, but I think the old wood, there were some really amazing things. And I wondered
under the table, mate.
Yeah, no. And I wondered about just going back to your Strat. It was heavy, wasn't it? It was quite a heavy Strat.
It was, yeah.
And I just wondered whether it was just tonally just a bit dead.
Yeah,
so it wouldn't matter what boutique pickups you put in it. It would just only give you a very limited amount of response and
it just
and
never
sort of
had
thing.
that chime or the bite, and it had the only time I got that was the Fat 50s pickups. And I hated those pickups, but I still didn't have the same sort of sustain and vibe of the white one that I play now. Yeah, so that was they're like, I think there's something to be said about that. I reckon.
Yeah. Well, even like so, Rick and I have spoken about Callahan. I remember there was a. I went
We did
through
a video on that, I think.
Did you?
Yeah.
Because I went through a phase where I swapped out everything. I put it. I was on tour, and like you do, you go into a guitar shop, and I was like, oh, there's Callahan stuff. Bought a telly bridge, put it on, and it changed the way my telly sounded.
Yeah.
And for me, that meant this is amazing, and changed every guitar, like every Strat, every telly.
Wow.
And then you and I were talking about this like separately about how great they were, and then years later we were like, they're crap.
We did a video where
AB
on my black, that 100-year-old pine one, and I put the Callahan Bridge on it, and I was fully expecting. It was a bit like the Emperor's New Clothes. It looks so awesome.
Yeah.
And look how thick the plate is.
Yeah.
And it's been ground down on a
cold roll.
That's right,
Yeah.
and cold roll, cold
Steel.
whatever, and and I just cried when I strung it up and plugged it in. I just said, "Where's my telly gone?
Yeah.
Where's my?" It was just
Clearly darker,
it was
right?
dull and lifeless, and I just couldn't take it off quick enough, and put the other one on and get rid of the Callahan Bridge. It's beautifully engineered. It looks magnificent. All the beautiful compensated saddles and those two little screws at the front of the plate to sort of increase the transmission of the string vibrations. But it just took all the top end out of the guitar and all the snap and the pop out of it.
Well, I have to say, it didn't make my guitar sound like shit. It made it sound thicker and fuller.
Okay.
Right? Which I thought was great. But then, I'd listen to Rick, and he makes a telly sound amazing. And I'll be like, oh, how come my telly doesn't sound like that? And then we sort of spoke about what bridge and you had told me, I put my original Fender on, and the thin, flimsy.
That's right, the crappy one. Yeah.
And as soon as I did that, it was like, telly again.
I'm
back.
Yeah, it's so much an alchemy, isn't it? Of all the parts. So no, I don't know what you could have done to that Strat. I think what you did to it was probably the best, which was sell it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a sort of, back then there wasn't as many great lefties around, and that was at the point where I decided, I'm going to buy a USA-made Strat. And that was the only one I could find. It was a deluxe. It was the deluxe one, gold hardware, locking tuners, all that kind of stuff. And it was a lot of money back then. And I thought, I'll invest in a good one and I should be done. I was just never happy with it.
No.
It looked cool.
Yeah.
But,
I remember when we took out the noiseless pickups in it, there must have been 15 wires coming out of every pickup.
Whoa.
And the wiring loom under the 5-way switch was like something out of the space shuttle. It was insane.
Yeah, you need like his brain to be able to work out how the hell you get it all back in there. Like it was crazy. It was crazy.
All those wires for a shit sounding pickup.
Yeah,
So,
they were the original Sumerian Cobalt ones.
Yeah,
or
they did have the S1 switching and all that.
And that broke 3 times.
Wow.
I ended up getting that ripped out at the arm. You might have done that for me, I think, possibly. You might have taken that out. I can't remember, but we ended up just putting a regular pot in there because it was just and those in, but that, I don't know. I'm not convinced that those sounds are anything spectacular.
Yeah.
You push the thing and it's like, ugh.
It's a different sound.
Yeah, it's kind of not really something that worked for.
It's like some Strats you can get all 3 pickups on, and like who would ever use that sound?
Yeah.
Like it's just because you can do it doesn't mean
that's
you know,
right.
you shouldn't.
Do you remember my Tyler guitar that I had with all the switching?
Yeah.
Like, that was cool. You know, I think it's a studio. I can't remember what that switching was called, but it had like a mid boost. So it's a 3 single coil sort of system with parallel series. Like it'll make toast for you.
Yeah.
It's just everything that every different sound or every different combination was available, and I never used any of them. You know, like I never did.
And then you sold it. You traded it for the gold one.
But that wasn't it. I traded it for a '64 Jazzmaster. That was the one I traded it for.
Yeah. Wow. We could have paid off our house a lot. Many years ago, couldn't we?
Yeah,
our houses. Sorry, we don't live together. I want to.
That's not the story that I'll be fabricating online now.
Yeah, but I guess less is less.
Yeah,
that's right. That's what Wayne Malmsteen says. Some people say less is more. I say less is less.
So I guess the story is, if you're looking to get a guitar, possibly this is the story, I'm not too sure. But now when I go to buy one, I want it to sound right straight away. Yeah. Modding something just for the sake of it isn't probably worth it.
Yeah.
Or, I don't know. It's probably just good to find the right sort of guitar. And then in a month you find another one that's right and you flip the old one. Because it's just piss junk.
I think all of us have done that.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Where we just bought something for the sake of, like, it's because... I don't know. I've definitely bought so many guitars where I'm like, I remember when Slash had that, and because it's something in my childhood.
Yeah.
And then it's like, it's not me.
That's right. You know, you just gotta.
It's because you didn't get the hat.
No, I should have got the hat.
Yeah. I mean, I've been doing this for too many years. I should know by now, but I don't use this head when I buy these guitars. I just sort of see them and it just evokes these things inside you that are completely beyond sort of rational thought and reason. It's just, I like that.
But then the cool thing is you'll play, and if you have a magical moment, it's like, it's worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, all right.
Or you take it to the jam and have a terrible set, and the first thing you want to do is sell it when you get home.
Yeah.
Like, where's that eBay listing? Take photos at the jam, and then you're good to go.
You do. Yeah. I routinely get home after a bad night at the jam, throw all my clothes in the fire, burn them.
Take a cold shower.
That's right. And I just never feel clean.
You never are.
That's cool. So I think that might wrap up our first one. What do you reckon? Because we've got to get out there and have a play.
Yeah,
so
let's make some noise.
It's getting there. So thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can find it on iTunes. Just type in or go to inthebluespodcast.com. You can listen to it there for free as well. Rick, thanks, mate.
All right, cheers, mate.
Ryan, I'm going to give you one of these.
and one of these bad boys.
Yeah. And we'll catch you soon.
Cool.
Cheers.
See ya.